Blue face, baby. Yeah, I'm every woman's fantasy. Mama always told me I was gonna break hearts. I guess it's her fault. Stupid, don't be mad at me, I wanna see you bust down. Bend that shit over on the desk. Yeah, make that shit clap. She threw it back, so I had to double back on the gang. Smacking high off the drug. I tried to tell myself 2 times enough. Then the nigga relapsed on the dead lows. Ain't no running, Tatiana. You gon' take these damn drugs, Tatiana. I beat the pussy up, now it's a murder scene. Keep shit player, Tatiana, like you ain't never even heard of me. But bust down.
Well. What do we have here? We have what we call Unfiltered Reptiles Podcast Live, motherfuckers! Ah! Woo! 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 Dude, okay. Before we go forward, I hope everyone's okay in the Rancho San Diego area. There was a fucking brush fire. That's what I'm gonna say. A brush fire. Now they had somebody on the news, and apparently, according to officials, there was a hiker listening to the Ed Marino and fucking Mike Lehman podcast in the wilderness. Guys, we told you cannot listen to this podcast where there's dry brush around. It's not safe. It's not safe.
It's so fire it combusts the bush, man. It's
just fucking goddamn. It's flammable. This fucking podcast is flammable. You know what I mean? Shout out to the one viewer, that VIP viewer in the building right now. Guys, real quick, I'm super excited because listen, we are going to start inviting people to our podcast to listen in. We do miss people chiming in and asking questions. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of fucking weirdos out there. So we can't really determine who's watching and who's going to try to say something stupid. So what we developed is a VIP group. So we will, we're going to start we already started a Patreon page, right? Kush and Desiree, right? Mm-hmm. And we are establishing that group to be a part of every single Unfiltered Reptiles podcast we have moving forward. That way, if anyone wants to come in, ask questions, and learn in the live and not learn after the fact, you have an opportunity, right? So whoever's this one person is, welcome in. I sent about 20. Yeah, there's about other 20. I sent about 20 invites, and they're all to, obviously Patreon members, and then the Trap Talk Patreon group got invited as well. So either way, if this is your first time coming in, thank you for coming in. Subscribe, like, dislike. We're excited to have you here. You guys know what the deal is. Cold Blooded Cafe, www.coldbloodedcafe.com. Freshest and the bestest, delivered to your doorstep. Day one pinks to the whale shark wraps. They are delicious. How's business going, by the way, guys?
Booming.
You guys are just fucking, it's every week. It's just slammed, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does it seem like that's
why are pup rats gone? Why are pup rats gone? It's because everyone bought all the damn pup rats. That's why they're fucking gone. So appreciate it.
So okay, now I know it was mediums for a while, but now is it?
Honestly, it's like fuzzy, pup, wean, small, medium, large. At any point in time, we're probably damn near sold out. So
okay,
very lucky, but it is also a little annoying because we like being able to offer those, but no complaints. So. Cold Blooded Cafe.
That's good, man. Business is booming. I do see a lot of people out there, and I'm talking about like seasonal breeders starting to use Cold Blooded Cafe. So we do appreciate all of you guys out there who's fucking with the team, and there are a lot of hard workers over at Cold Blooded Cafe. You're looking at two of the hardest workers right there. But you guys obviously, you got Amanda, you have fucking Mark. You guys have some sick ass players over there that you guys actually groomed and trained and you kept on. Looks like you guys got some lifers. So congratulations. Day by day.
Got a lot of people over here that, that really care about this place and work very hard, and we are eternally grateful for all of them. So, really, we have a very solid crew right now that we couldn't be happier about.
Desiree, I want to ask you real quick, Des, because you're usually like the operations is your side of the gig, right? Like all this. Okay, how tedious can that shit get? Like, I mean, is it like, does it hurt your fucking brain after a while? Like all that, like, because I'm like, it's late. I remember when I was over there was a fucking list of labels, like I don't know how long, and it just seems like it's so much.
Well, I actually do the shipping, hands-on packing boxes and doing, all of that with the girls, Mindy and Amanda. And so that is very labor intensive. And then I also do all the customer service, all the refunds, all the cancel orders, all the BS. Then
that comes with any business, right?
Billing, payroll, accounting. It's just, I'm HR. I do all human resources. But my favorite is definitely the customer service. I mean, customers are great. I love them.
Especially everyone always makes very reasonable requests.
Yeah. And
they don't really complain about petty bullshit ever.
Never.
So it makes her job real easy.
Is that facts or am I sensing a little sarcasm?
That's a lot of sarcasm. But I have to remain calm, and I do my best to answer all the questions in a timely manner.
I love it. You're like, that's you said it so serious to where I almost thought you were gonna still cap it.
Yeah.
Like my beanie?
Yeah.
It's not here. Why?
What's going on, Steven?
There was a hat in here, and I was gonna be like,
oh, is it like a dunce hat or something? Like, cap. Oh, you're gonna put a cap. Damn, you should be working at Lids with all that statements. It's bad. No, okay, guys. Well, listen, because I could tell you right now, I mean, since we've been so consistent with the podcast and stuff like that, and dude, I'm just saying, Cold Blooded Cafe is the best. I'm sorry, it's the best. It's the truth. It's, you know what I mean? Woo! It's all I got to say. But other than Cold Blooded Cafe being one of the best sponsors, we do have another amazing sponsor. That's SIM containers. Because when we got them eggs, what we do is we put them inside a SIM box. Okay. Hey, now let me ask you a question, Steven. Do you put any substrate in your SIM container?
What substrate?
Thank you. Do you put a food seal wrap on your SIM container?
A who?
What?
A food seal wrap. Food seal wrap?
Oh,
like when food seal wrap.
Why?
No.
Do people do that?
Those are steps Those are steps you do not have to take when you're using a SIM box, is what I got to tell you.
Why wouldn't you use a SIM box?
Because let me tell you guys something, okay? You know how fucking frustrating and messy it is, especially in the beginning, right? Like, let's just say it's my first year, right? And I got a clutch, and I'm all excited, and I'm all like, you get all shaky. I'm just saying, this was me, okay? And I'm like, where's the vermiculite, right? So I grabbed the vermiculite, and I fucking ripped the bag open. Shit's going everywhere, right? And I'm like,
everywhere.
So I pour some in the fucking box, and here I am pouring water. Is it, I don't, it's just like too much. Like, what if, let me finish. What if you just put some water down there? Okay. You put a fucking little tray, put the eggs with little, keeps them in place. You put a lid on top, put it in the incubator, perfect temperature. You're done. Don't have to worry about it ever again. That's what this is about.
Sure is.
No substrate, no food seal wrap, less steps, less is more. That's why it's SIM container. I didn't get paid for that promo, by the way. That's just, I'm dead serious. SIM container is where it's at. And you know what? Focus Cube Habitats. I can't wait to get my goddamn habitat. I haven't gotten mine, man. But you know what? At least I have friends who have them, and that's Steven and Desiree, and they want to deck out more of their enclosures to be Focus Cube Habitats, right? Because you guys love them.
This whole room.
Yeah, we want whatever stays in this room right here to be all Focus Cube Habitats. So if they're listening,
Did you see that Did you see that they have like the 4x2, like the open face ones now?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're on the move, dude. They're on the move. I'm telling you.
Big time.
Yep. So shout out to Focus Cube Habitats, another amazing sponsor. And yeah, man, I can't imagine a room full of just Focus Cube Habitats, because that's when you're just gonna want to sit there and just take it in and just
exactly.
You know what I mean? So
right tank in the middle.
Yes.
Right day. But guys, let's just get down to tonight's guest. Team Unfiltered Reptiles Podcast, your very own. We are here. Me and Steven and Desiree, we always collaborate on who the fuck we want to have. But really, guys, we're fucking cool guests to have on too. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I figured we could bounce some questions off each other. But also what I thought we can do, guys, is kind of let people know like what it is that brought us together so tightly. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people come to me and like they literally look up to me because of the relationship I have with you two. They go, man, I can't wait to have like a friend like Steven and Desiree in the hobby, like that kind of support. And that's awesome, right? But I also want to let them know, like, dude, the stars kind of aligned for us. Like, it's like it just happened, right? Like a lot of things just happened, but we are united like a family. You know what I mean? We all go at it. You know what I mean? We have our moments, which is great. Me and Des are a lot alike, but she's my OG. I look at her, my older sister. So we love Des, and we have our little baby Kush here, who's really mentally goddamn too smart for himself, which is too crazy. But anyways, so much to talk about tonight, guys. So either way, I'm excited, man, because 2021 is going to be a big year. 2020 as it is. I don't even want to bring up that year anymore, but here we are, new year, fresh start. And
new year, new year, new herb.
Damn. Yep. New Reptech too. Reptech's on fire right now. You guys are moving. There's some stuff on the logo right now. You know what I mean? So, and I still want to, I do want to kind of dabble at some point business wise on Cold Blooded Cafe, but we have a lot of things to go through. But what is fucking new with Reptech? That's want to know. What can we talk about Reptech real quick? Desiree, let's start with Des. What does Desiree want to talk about? She looks excited.
So I'm on the way to the babysitter this morning, and I get this phone call from Steven. And usually if he calls me before I come to work, it's something bad happened, So I'm expecting this call to be like, oh, fuck, what happened now? And it's Steven, and he's so excited. Our Mertens female is laying eggs.
Dude, Steven, wow. That is nuts.
That is heavy.
That is nuts. Talk about that. Let's go. Steven, you let's see. You were excited to get the Mertens period. Remember you got the mail and you're like, oh, he's acting a little weird. He wouldn't leave the top, right? And then you got the female, and that shit just switched like a light, right? It
really did.
So let's talk about the behaviors real quick that kind of led up to like knowing that they're going to breed, or what was it? What were some of the things either you guys started noticing when you put that female in? I
mean, from the male's perspective, he immediately became a lot more comfortable. They were housed together before they were here.
Okay.
And obviously had that familiarity with each other. He's much more bold in general than he is. So, she was all over the place, swimming, eating, doing all the right things. But he really kind of came into his own once she was here. And now that they've been here for probably 4 to 5 months now, they're really settled in well. And never actually observed a copulation, so we'll see if the eggs are in fact fertile or not. But if anything else, it shows that the female is cycling in the enclosure. She's comfortable. She has a good nesting spot. Mm-hmm. And it'll just be a matter of time before, we get some good out of them. But, she's a healthy-bodied lizard. And, she was always big. And then all of a sudden, like, looking there, it's like, man, I haven't fed her that much. And she's a freaking balloon. Like, she was massive. Right. And, the whole process of laying eggs, it takes a bit out of the monitors to where, like, right afterward, they're this giant balloon of a lizard, and then there's like all, skinny, and then, they eat a couple meals and they bounce right back.
Wow.
Right before, you can kind of see that skinny look just with the massive bloated midsection.
Okay.
The last few days, she's kind of been, looking like that. And then she refused feed yesterday, which is not like her. So, and she's been digging like crazy for the last, week or two. So I think it was a matter of time before she did something. And then this morning I couldn't see her, so I went in to take a look, and I peeked into the nest box, and she was digging around, and there was this pearly white thing behind her. So I left her be and pulled the mail. So.
And I'm telling you right now, that's the beauty of waking up so early in the morning or being the first one to see it. Because, like, dude, that feeling's pretty. Like, I mean, you haven't pulled eggs yet, day by day it's about to happen. But Jesus, like to see that she has the breeding behavior, she's like the cycling behavior, because that's like the biggest thing, right? Like that's what you want a female monitor to do. Because when they go so long without doing something like stuff like that, it's kind of like fucking like, oh, I don't think she's gonna be a breeder or like.
Kicking them into that cycle is much more difficult than keeping them on that cycle.
So let me ask you this. If you let's just say you get a female, you raise her up, do all females, no matter what, start cycling, or do some of them just not cycle at all? Like, does it like, I mean,
like any species, there's some individuals that aren't reproductively active ever, just born without the capability. It's pretty rare. Most female monitors will start cycling like that. It depends on the species, but around 2 years old. Some of the Australian dwarf monitors can breed really, really young. Like I think there's been clutches of Kimberly Rock monitors at 4 months old or something like that.
Wow,
something insane. There's no reason that they should produce that young, and the clutch would probably be terrible, but they're capable of pumping out eggs at a really, really young age. And even if there is no male, they will go through cycles and dump infertiles. So you got to make sure that they have somewhere to lay those eggs, because if they don't, they could retain them and then become egg bound and die from that, just from not having a nesting spot.
Now, let me ask you this: with the with the Mertens, how many eggs do they normally hatch or lay? What's the ratio?
They can have a lot. Any of the monitors with a little more size on them, they can have 20 plus eggs potentially. I would expect that she would lay 8 to 13, 14, somewhere in there. But yeah, we'll see it. And it could be smaller too, because she just moved. Don't really know. She was out of the nest box a little bit earlier, but it was pretty clear that she wasn't done yet. She definitely still looked a little bit full. So we're going to leave her overnight, let her do her thing, and kind of see what's up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Des, what's your with monitors, right? I know you love the black dragons, right? Now, are those your hands down favorite project you have with the monitors personally yourself? Is that your most excited project you have, you think, or what's your favorite project you have monitor wise, you personally?
I like right now the lace, because they're of age and they're ready to go, and I love the bell space a lot. So I'm definitely really excited about them. But as a raised up monitor, definitely the black dragons.
Yeah, it's fucking. I can blame both you guys for the lace, man. The lace, lace is where it's at. That's all I got to say. I love the laces, man. It's because Steven explained everything to me, and it's who doesn't love a croc? But it's a croc monitor, right? That's holy shit, croc monitor. Who doesn't love a black dragon? But it's a black dragon. Those things do get massive, you know what I mean? And I love black dragons, but they're black. They're black, which is sick. I like black. But then you look at a lace monitor, it's in between those two, and they're a lot more than just black. And you look at a bells is did that come out of Disney? It doesn't look like it's intense, but it's so cool because either way, those two monitors are just fucking just amazing, dude. I'm dipping into the project. I've been hitting up Steven almost daily. I would say almost every time I'm building or working on the enclosure, I'm hitting up Steven, make sure shit's right. And goddamn, what a pain in the ass it is on your first go, because there's a lot of okay, this is right, and then you go, oh my god, that's not right. You know what I mean? There's a lot of those, a lot.
It's definitely a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the best way to do it, man. I can tell you what, it's a reward. It's a rewarding feeling having right when you got the meshing up, I finally got all the meshing up, right? The roof's been on, but I finally got the meshing and the door up. Oh my god, I am so excited. I'm fucking, and then I was I can't wait to remember when I got there Tuesday morning or whatever morning I was there at the facility, and we were setting up the Crocs enclosure. What was it? The Crocs? The
little croc monitor. Yeah,
it doesn't have a name, right?
Molly.
Molly. That's right. But dude, it was so simple. Kush put a big ass stump there in a water dish and like something else. He's like, done. And I was like, dude, this shit looks amazing. And it was like such a satisfied feeling, And then they're like, Desiree, you're the one that actually put it in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, oh my God. How is Molly?
She's doing great.
She's wild.
She's
crazy.
She loves food.
Okay, that's perfect time to bring up socialization. Okay. Do you guys take socializing your monitors serious, or do you guys pick and choose which ones are like the ones you're like, I'm rather just fuck with this one more than that one?
Pick and choose. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very involved process to do it with one animal, and we have probably like 20 to 30 monitors. So how many monitors do we have?
That's so many monitors, bro. That's so many monitors, guys.
Yeah.
It's a good little group.
And like you have like only one that's not really there for breeding yet, the TriColor. That's the only one that's by itself.
Because
right?
like they're not imported.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, right.
And we don't know the sex of it either. That doesn't help. So
how did you guys get that TriColor? Or is that like, am I being a cop right now by asking that question?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So really the only guy in the country that has any number of more than one TriColor monitor, it's Joel Garcia from Florida. He's Wayne Hill, who runs the Daytona Reptile show.
Yeah.
Joel's like his main guy, and he has like the biggest group of TriColor monitors in the country.
Wow.
And before Fall Tinley, I think 2018, he had one up in like a Tinley Park for sale group. And I remember Forrest said he hit him up about it and like tried to lowball him. And Joel was like, no, absolutely not. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll pay full price. So it was just like a one-off really that it became available. And Forrest snatched it up. So, and since then, I think he's had one more available. And other than that, I don't think I've seen one for sale before or after. Actually, I think it was Tinley in like 2015 or 16. There was a table that one-off had an adult on it. All the reason I know is I have a picture on my phone of it. Like before I even really knew what a TriColor monitor was, I just saw that thing. I'm like, that's different picture. Looking back, I'm like, what the fuck? Hindsight's 2020. That would have been a no-brainer. But
that one dude in Indo has them. Bemby, is it Bemby or that dude loped out dude in Indo? He has like a long ass pinky nail and he fucking shows all like he has like albino fucking monitors and stuff. Anyways, his name's Bemby, right?
That's a whole different story because they, it's not their backyard necessarily, but like, these islands are 5 hours away from them, and it's a lot easier for them to do that all locally than getting them exported to the States. So,
but you can't import those.
I don't know how the quota system's looking right now. It really just depends on how many Indonesia decides to release every year.
Okay, because those TriColors, man, I'm telling you right now, it was. I got to see it on the very last day. Remember that? It finally came out on the very last day I was there. I was so happy, dude, because I wanted to see that probably more than any other monitor. Really, that fucking TriColor.
Was it still in here in this room when you were here?
Yep.
So that was before it got moved. Yeah, and in that old enclosure, it never came out once we opened it up a bit. But now that it's in the new one, where like it's super visible, it's out.
It's always out.
A lot.
Wait, what was behind you guys? That was what was actually right behind
that's
you?
the freshwater park.
That's the what? Yeah,
Freshwater.
but what was next to the freshwater? Remember when I was there? Was that all the racks of croc?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're in the middle now in much bigger tubs.
I gotta say, dude, the rearrangement you guys made when I left was fucking tits. Like, looks way like more like accessible. You can walk around and shit. Like, I could do that pretty good in there when I was there, but I can only imagine without those fucking those monitor enclosures in there.
Yeah,
opened it wide up.
Yeah, it made a huge difference because like the middle section where all the racks were, it was like a wall, and now it's just like this little island that's like kind of short and like you can see over it, and I mean, it's not taking up as much space either, like ground space wise. So yeah, just for every reason, it's a whole hell of a lot better in here now.
Little update on this private invite. It's super sick, right? But we can't do live chat. It says YouTube does not support comments on private videos. Still sick.
Some way to make that work.
But shout to the eight people, the 8 VIP members watching this. You guys are special. It's for you guys.
Hey Jay,
They can email you questions.
Jay, if you're there, I need to deal with this. We gotta figure this out. My hair's getting way too.
Grow it out a little bit more, Bubs. Just a little bit more. Come on, bro. Just grow it out a little bit.
Work in an 80-degree room all day.
Put it in a bun.
No, the last thing you'll ever see me be is man bun guy. No offense, MJ. But
there's no way I could see Steven.
That's not me.
Oh man, I would, dude. Oh my god, I would love to like bet you on something though, and if you lost, you'd have to fucking rock a man bun. That would be sick. Like a really cool, like a baller ass bet. Like if we were like, like let's just say we were established, like super established scrub breeders, even though you're pretty much there already. And we're like, oh, like I bet you this clutch is more fire than your clutch. And you're like, yeah, right. And I'm like, all right, if I'm right, then you have to rock a fucking man bun. Because like, come on, that's I'm the underdog on that big time. But if
a great opportunity comes up and I'm feeling adventurous, we'll see. But I don't know, man. That's a big bet. Like there's a lot of downside for me there. So
all right. Well, good times on the monitors. I can't wait to get more monitor guests on here and whatnot. And obviously, with me dipping into the monitor game, I'll be bringing it up a lot more often as well. So, yeah. And then obviously, Steven and fucking Desiree will keep us updated with their projects going out through this year and whatnot, especially with the lace. I'm bugging Steven every day about the lace project, just what's going on with him and shit. It's so exciting.
Yeah, we'll see. I think once they get outside, that's going to be what really kicks them into gear. Mm-hmm. Come like late April, and we can put them in that big outdoor enclosure.
A bronia breeding, how's that going?
It's basically like the end of the bronia breeding season, as far as the time when they're together and they're locking up. So we'll see.
Separate males soon.
Yeah, about to pull males out. We got 2 females right now that are gravid, and really just have to go through and just check on the progress of the rest of them. See how they're looking. John, one of the guys who helps out here, we worked here for a while. He has a pair at his house from us, and the night he got them, they went together and locked immediately, and she's looking pretty chunky now, so we may have another gravid female over with him. That'd be pretty fucking sweet. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see. Last year only had 1 bronia litter, so we can get 2. Wonderful, because really their breeding isn't too well established as to everything that, like, there's no schedule or if you do this it will work, like it hasn't been done enough yet really. So still trying to figure everything out and figuring out how our room cycles and all that. So
if I remember correctly, Des, when Forrest was here, I don't know if it was a year before he passed or, I'm pretty sure it was a year before he passed, but you guys had like a couple of bronia clutches or clutches were coming in at like a couple years ago. Is that right? Like you guys had shit cracking off?
Yeah, there was quite a few. We had a ton of babies for a minute.
Okay, cool. So obviously like, it's like just getting it at the right time. Like obviously it's proven that you guys could get shit cracking. It's just more of a fucking like, get it back to that dialed in point, or like what do you think? Like
I think this year we paired a little bit too late, and last year we definitely paired way too late. So I think if we moved it up from like October to like late August, early September, we might be seeing a little more action out of them. But also like our 2 gravid females right now, they locked in like June, totally out of season, but it worked. So I think so. Some of that's going to be some trial and error as well.
My biggest question on the Bronia and why I wanted to bring it up, and I do want answers from both of you guys, is like, where do you guys see the future with the Bronia? Like, where do you guys honestly see it going market wise? Like, do you see people you see it good, like getting popular?
Yeah, big time. I get people asking me for a Bronia every day on Facebook, Instagram, DMs, asking them if we have any for sale. But right now we're just trying to
breed.
We're conservation too, and working with the Bronia Alliance, and we have a couple of different people out there that are going to take some of our stuff. So they're going to be in breeding groups, and we're trying to like put the populations in different places to ensure their evolution.
Evolution?
No, more like, so if our
I like that though. Evolution
year goes bad, not everything is lost.
Evolution.
Yeah, I'll let Steven explain it further.
Well, you know, as with anything where numbers in captivity are low, numbers in the wild are low, and export is extremely difficult, any animals that are in captive populations are even more important than they would be otherwise, because if their genetic potential for reproduction is lost, then that could be it for the species in captivity as far as, you know, creating insurance colonies.
That's what I wanted to say.
Basically, what we're doing is
insurance colonies.
we you asked about the bronia market, and that's an interesting one to see how that's going to go, because at least for now, and I would foresee for the next probably 3 or 4 years, I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of captive bred bronia available, just for the fact that breeding is still kind of an unknown to a degree, but where there's nobody really doing it on a big scale. You know, somebody might have a litter here or there, which is great. It's all needed. Outside of like the Bronia Alliance group, really you'll only bless you.
Oh, I thought I had that muted.
No,
that was a cough. I didn't sneeze at all. That was.
Yeah.
I just coughed a right lung right now.
Well, you got your left one. Anyway,
I thought I muted that. Hold on. Can you hear me when I say Steven has a little penis?
Wow.
You heard me.
I did hear you.
Okay, well that's not true. I don't know if Steven has a little penis. That's for sure. I know. I just was like, okay, if I say this, he's gonna know I said it, and I said it, and you can hear it. So now I don't even know what to do. But that was a lie, just so you know.
Yeah, I got weird one on the date. Wait, hold on. What? Anyway.
I'm so embarrassed.
Bronia.
This is VIP stuff right here. This is
it's what you pay for Patreon for.
I love you guys.
I'm gonna say that much. But
that sucks. That means every time I've been blowing my fucking torch, people could hear it. That sucks, right? Or maybe, or
yeah.
You know what? I think only us could hear it because we're in the live right now. Or I don't know. Anyways,
I'm assuming everybody can hear it.
That was a good time. Anyways, moving forward, but I'm good. I was coughing.
Okay, so what I was going to say before you coughed obnoxiously and then insulted me, was that
it was a joke.
I know. Outside of the Bronia Alliance, a lot of the rare species really have no representation, to where, you know, a lot of the people who you see, and I'm going to call them like the influencer types, you know, who kind of have a Bronia for the purpose of posting them on social media. I hope not, but it's what it seems like to me. They're, you know, they have the Graminia because they're green and blue and they look incredible and they get a lot of views. You know, species like Arita, Vasconcelosi, Smithii, Mixteca, Oaxaca, you know, there's a very limited gene pool of them here in the United States. And the whole goal of the Bronia Alliance is to have, you know, litters in multiple places and then move around the gene pool to where there's no inbreeding depression. We're not narrowing that gene pool down by breeding generations back to each other. So where if, you know, we can have an F3 unrelated Bronia, whatever, perfect. That's, you know, that's what we want, especially if there is ever an opportunity for reintroduction, which with captive bred animals really, unfortunately, will probably never be truly possible. It'll be more work in the native habitat to keep the population that's there in place and keep their habitat suitable for reproduction and then population growth. But, you know, there's some people down there in Mexico and Guatemala who are really working very hard towards that cause. But it's still a new cause. where, we're finally getting the word out there collectively, where, more people are even aware what an bronia is. I'd say 5 years ago, you walk up to someone at a reptile show and say, a bronia, and they're like,
no idea.
Like, you're talking to me? but now, like, it's a known thing, which is a great first step is awareness, and then education on what the issue is. And eventually, if there are enough produced to where, the market will start for them, that would actually probably be the best possible thing, because probably the two biggest issues facing a bronia conservation are habitat destruction and smuggling. Where with a lot of species, the habitat loss is the biggest effect, but with endangered species, that smuggling, it takes much heavier toll, because if you take this gene pool and decrease it by this, that's not much. But if you take this gene pool and decrease it by that, it has a much bigger effect. So if the captive market can be strong enough to where there isn't even a need for these or a want for these, smuggled illegal bronia, they'll all be able to stay in the wild and do what they're supposed to do. So that's kind of, as with anything, but this is just, this is one of the causes that we're behind, and it's pretty important right now, because compared to a lot of other reptiles, their populations are much, much lower.
Is it safe to say you guys have one of the most, like, I don't know, like diverse or like biggest collection of a bronia species in the United States? Like, does anyone else have? Sick.
There's a few other collections that are pretty big, like Nick.
I've been there.
Nick Gordon's collection's pretty impressive. One of their other partners in the Bronia Alliance. Dylan DeMuth also has a very extensive bronia collection. So there's a few other people who, are putting together collections of a lot of different species, which is very important. So we're definitely not in this alone. So there's a lot of people who are really, really passionate about these animals.
Well, that's sick. That's exciting. I hope, I'm looking forward to see where the bronia projects go. I do know that they're fucking beautiful. I mean, seeing Desiree and Stevens was like, what? And then I didn't know they were so big. Like, I didn't know they got like
oh, there's a big one.
Big one.
I was like, what?
They have a mean little bite for how.
No, yeah, dude. No, I'm good. I'm straight. And I'm not gonna say anyone in the podcast here, but some people like to get bit by those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And
I don't like it. I just took a lot recently.
You guys know another homeboy likes to get bit by him, and I'm just like, dude, I'm straight. Shout out to Jay. But anyways, yeah, Bronia's sick. Just not for me. I can't keep my shit cold enough. I keep my shit too warm. Remember how excited I was gonna get one. Remember I had some.
It's its own room, You walk in and it has its own temperature and its own room, and
and respect
dialed
in, guys, because you guys have that shit dialed in. That's the first thing. I was so taken away when I walked into you guys' room, because it's like a narrow room, but it's like fucking enclosure side by sides all the way perfectly down the fucking walls, and it has like its own nice little breeze and temp. It's like, dude, it's fucking awesome. And then you walk into the reptile room and you sweat balls. You're just sweating. Oh my gosh. Okay. Steven, I'm going to get back to you real quick as far as, the scrubs. I want to talk about the scrubs. Okay. Scrubs. The collection. What's the size of your collection right now with the scrubs?
It's a good collection.
Do you count?
With them, I did. Yes.
Okay. And where you at right now, as far as, because if you have 80, right, you're not breeding 40 females right now, are you?
No, a lot of them are babies.
Okay. Because you held back all 11 babies, right?
Yeah, sure did.
It's no secret. Talk about it almost every day. Just jealous. I'm going to be I can't wait to just hold some. I mean, dude. Uh-oh. Come on, guys. You can't be telling secrets. You can't be telling secrets. What did you just say?
I'll text you.
What? Come on. All right, text me.
It's RepTech classified information.
But what can we tell our Patreon members on the Patreon page? That's
maybe.
Something. All right. We gotta give them heat, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've probably shown like 60% of our collection. So,
Okay, what I just got text, are we talking like, are we talking about something that was already something a while ago or something that just happened now?
I would say both if I know what you're referring to.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, when I say we've shown 60% of our collection, it's the truth. So,
okay. Shout out to the Scrub King, Stephen Cush.
That video, MJ.
What video?
When you're in the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Wait, whoa, slow down.
When you were.
Oh.
You were coming out of surgery and you made a video to Steven calling him the Scrub King.
Yeah, it was inspirational. I watch it every single morning when I wake up, and it.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I remember. Okay, all I know is like I was saying "God bless America" out of the surgery, and I was like, "Dude, I'm too fucked up." And she's like, "It's okay, go back to sleep." And I was like, "I'm seeing 3 of everything. Like I'm seeing 3 of everything." But it felt like I was on some serious fucking drugs. Like it almost felt like I was on ketamine. Like I was just like, and I started laughing, but I was like, dude, I'm too high for this. I just want to go to sleep. But apparently, according to Steven, before I went to sleep, I did some DMs and talked to a couple people. I know I talked to Lily and I was talking about cheeseburgers to her. And according to Steven, I called him Scrub King, which, you know, I could see that happening. I mean, he is the Scrub King, so it's not like I'm lying.
It was touching that in your semi-conscious state right after a surgery, you thought about me.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember.
He's my homie.
I know it's complimentary too, so it wasn't like you're fucking stupid. You don't know nothing about shit. Like, you know, it was.
See, there you go. I wouldn't say there you go, and I'm pretty sure when you're fucked up, you say the truth. You know what I mean? Like it's. I'm pretty sure I was some truth serum right there. So there you go.
Very good.
It was fun.
Facts.
If you're on the Patreon, you can watch the video.
No. I haven't even seen the video. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't even know what the hell. I think you did send it to me. And I was like, I don't remember saying that at all. But
it's not bad. It's pretty funny. So
it's good.
Oh my god. Well,
we're talking about something that nobody who's listening will probably ever hear or see. But it was pretty great. Just know that.
I ain't never been so high out of surgery in my entire life. I had a lot of surgeries before, and I think because it was so quick, they didn't know I was going to wake up so soon. But bro, I was high as shit. And man, I'm glad. I pray to God that's my last surgery, even though I know my left knee needs surgery. But I'm putting that off right now because surgery sucks. You ever had surgery, Des?
Yeah.
On what?
My shoulder.
Oh fuck, that sucks.
Yeah.
What'd you do to your shoulder?
I tore the labral tissue when I was snowboarding, and I had to have it repaired on the anterior and posterior sides.
Do you remember your fall all the way, or did you get knocked out?
No, I remember it. I was
your fall.
I was board sliding this box, and it had like a 3-foot drop, and I caught my edge, and I fell on my face. So like I fell 3 feet down in my arm, you know, I guess my shoulder is what caught me. And then I kind of blacked out a little bit. And then I was with Forrest at the time, and he helped me get down to the bottom of the hill. And I don't remember much after that.
Oh man, did you get nauseous? Like, were you in that much pain where you're sick kind of a little bit?
Like, yeah. Thinking about that pain then makes me sick. Oh, because the anchors they used are dissolvable and they last for 10 years. And this was 11 years ago that it happened. So all of that shit is like coming back. And I actually have an appointment next week to have an MRI to see where it's at. Because I'm probably going to have surgery again. Damn. Yeah.
They said I have, so right here, my clavicle, I don't know if I showed you this one, but I have wait, can you see it? Hold on. You see the scar right there? You see that? Oh, yeah. So I have screws in there, but that was from like 2009. But they said eventually that's going to start, my screws will start pushing up. So I will eventually going to need surgery where they're going to have to take those fuckers out and put them back in. So I'm always going like this. I always go like this to feel if they're ever raising. You know what I mean? But fuck, dude. Terrible fucking. I hate injuries, dude. I thought they were cool when they happen. I was like, yeah, this is sick. But no, dude, they're not. They suck. Terrible.
Like, never broke a bone or had a big owie.
I believe that. Steven's fucking. He drinks a lot of milk. He has strong bones. You know what I mean?
Just too cautious.
Too cautious.
You played sports though, right, Steven? Like you did.
Yeah.
So did you get hurt at all? Like you got hurt, right?
You know, like I like fractured like a knuckle once or twice, kind of thing, or like ankle sprains, but nothing major. Yeah.
Any fights growing up, Steven?
Not a lot.
No.
It was mostly just like with sports, and like it would get broken up real quick. So.
But you grew up in Chicago, bro. Like Chicago's like nobody fucked with you. Like you're pretty like.
Yeah, I mean, no, not really, but like I wasn't in like Chicago is a big place. I wasn't in the.
You were in the drill scene? I thought you were in the drill scene.
No, not until I was like 15. No. No.
Tuca. You were fucking kicking with Tuca.
No, I didn't smoke Tuca back in the day.
Oh man, don't be saying smoke Tuca, bro.
I didn't.
Okay.
No, respect, but.
And Deb, you're pretty athletic growing up in high school and stuff. Like you played soccer. Soccer was your sport, right?
Yeah, soccer and track.
Right. You miss playing soccer? You play soccer every now and then.
Adult leagues. Yeah, I do adult leagues.
Yeah.
But COVID happened, so all that got put on hold. And I did like a conditioning thing, and that was fun. But it was social distance, so you couldn't actually play games.
Dude, I miss, like, it's funny because I played baseball like throughout my life, and I played softball when I was an adult, and I literally just miss playing softball. Like I literally miss fucking just putting a bat in my hand and hitting the shit out of something. It's crazy. It's Steven's like, yeah, I know what you mean. Fuck, dude. Sometimes, dude. Also, what I miss is fucking. I should be doing this is boxing. I did boxing for like almost 2 years, and that was fucking great. That was fun. You know what I mean? That was a good way to get out some aggression. Have you ever threw them hands before, Des? Have you ever had a? Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Being the eldest, I'm sure you had to. You know what I mean? Fuck. No. Because you are the eldest, right? Out of all sisters, you're the eldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. Yeah, I definitely beat up Mindy a lot. She likes to talk about it.
Dang, but Mindy's pretty fit. She does that like CrossFit type show. No, she works out though. Like
Yeah, she works out. Yeah, she does. But growing up, I don't know. She makes up a lot of stories.
Mindy's how many years younger?
4.
And then I'm sorry.
Brandy's 9 years younger than me.
She's the youngest. So Mindy's middle.
Yeah.
Oh, so no wonder you guys fought. She was the middle. And I feel like that's why me and Mindy kind of like see eye to eye because I'm the middle child. Like I was the one fighting with fucking both sisters. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up with brothers. Like even though I had a lot of good friends growing up, like fucking homies, like, but I fought with my sisters because they were both taller than me. Like my sister Bianca's fucking like just shy under 6 foot, and my sister Lauren's 6'1". So they're fucking big, dude. You know what I mean? They're like my sister Bianca was like a chola. You know what I mean? Like a essa, she's kicked with essays, very scary. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, she always had my back. She always had my back, and she was always there to fucking get me out of shit. I'll tell you that much. That's what sisters are all about, man. That's why it's like people don't understand what it's like to have an older sister. You know what I mean? Unless you have one. You know, that's why it's like it's definitely a special gift because you ride hard for Mindy as fuck. You know what I mean? I bet you do. Yeah, and same with Brandy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So. And then Kush, being the eldest, it's you and your sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know. I thought he was the only child.
Nah.
You have a sister, and she's 15, 14. How old is she?
17. So
17.
3 years younger than me to the day.
And she was not into reptiles like you at all.
No.
And then
I'm not like afraid of them. She just doesn't care. That's stupid. I'm like, whatever, man.
Is that how your like parents were too? Like, okay, just being into reptiles, like, because you were always into reptiles, pretty much your.
Yeah, I mean, my mom has never really liked them. She stomached it to like support me, and my dad like he liked them enough to help me with them, but it wasn't anything he was into on his own. Because my dad was like a horse race guy.
Yes.
His life's like,
people who don't know that, dude, his fucking dad owned race horses.
Yeah, he like co-owned a few. He always said he like traded in his horses for kids. I was like, sorry, God. But yeah, so like before I was around, he had some racehorses, and like we always would, we had talks about like breeding and stuff like that, comparing like horse race breeding to reptile breeding, which there's some differences, but a lot of similarities, which is pretty interesting. So,
does your dad have any ties to that still, or is he completely cut out?
Professionally, no. Like, I think COVID messed up a lot of shit, especially in Chicago and like, California. Here, it's like, nothing ever happened. So I think that's on hold for him, but you'd always talk about doing it again. I bet he'd want to, but be cool.
Yeah.
Dad, if you're listening, you should get some more racehorses.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what if like you're scrub king for 20 plus years, just booming, Pecco sells nothing but scrubs, and no, I'm just kidding. But you're really rich. Like, I'm talking about you're really scrub rich, right? Like stupid scrub rich. Would you ever get into race horses again? Or start
if
to
I had enough money to where, like, if I, put it in a blender with some milk and like some protein and like you can drink 100K, then yeah, sure, fuck it.
So 100K gets you in the game. Here's what you're saying.
I mean, there's levels to it, and also I'm no.
I think it's way more than 100K, bro. I think 100K locks you in a horse, but then there's that feeding, the housing, and all that other shit. Like,
well, because all right, so I think what you would typically do, you are the owner, and then you would place your horse at the stable where the trainer lives. And you're gonna pay them for the whole service of the farm for your horse, and then your only return is on the purse money from the races. So, and you got like 3-4 years to make that on the horse. They have to win. If it's 15 horse field and you don't win, it's like, well, fuck. I just dropped 6 figures on this horse, put 5 figures into feeding it and transporting it, and then it took a shit and broke its leg, and now it's retired. It's like, well, fuck. There goes 250 grand. Whoops.
Yeah, bro. That's kind of you basically have to just say, I'm dumping this money and probably not getting it back.
From what my dad's told me, like back when he was younger, it was much more even playing field, but now like the Saudi oil billionaires are like own like a third of it, and like you gotta have stupid money to actually compete in horse racing. So like billions and not like a billion, like multiple billions, and just be able to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to a horse auction and this is my $30 million budget. Oh well, like stupid money. So,
man, the only closest I've ever gotten to like horse races was in Del Mar. Like, obviously Del Mar is real popular for the fucking, the grand opening or whatever. Like, I think it's 4th of July is when after 4th of July cracks off. But dude, it's just stupid money involved in that. It's like,
yeah,
but. All right, traveling, man. Traveling. Let's talk about shows, man. Like, I know we missed shows. Arlington, not going down. You guys are going to head to Bill's, right? For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how excited you guys are to go kick with Bill? Because unfortunately, I can't go. I wanted to go really, really bad. I'm not going to be able to make it. So you guys are going to have to go.
What the fuck? When were you going to tell me?
I told Steven.
You didn't tell me anything.
Steven said I was on speakerphone and you guys were all cleaning next to each other and I was just talking. That's exactly what he told me.
Didn't hear you on speakerphone.
Steven, you need to stop doing that.
He talks on the phone with his AirPods. Well, I'm bummed, MJ.
I know. I'm sorry.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't want to blame Lily, but I'm blaming Lily. So she couldn't get the time off work, dude. And I'm on 2021. Can't do traveling without Lily because I had a lot of fun last year without her. So I'm like, all right, cool. Anytime I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna invite you. And if you want to go, I can tell you. I mean, we'll roll, but we'll make it happen. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, so you're going to Texas, right? You're gonna go kick it with Bill, probably kick it with Patrick, some other fucking sick ass Texans. But any other future plans as far as traveling yet this year? Like what? I mean, I know there's some stuff in the air with shows.
Yeah, I need to take a trip to Florida at some point. Trying to figure that one out. Would love to go. Recent guest Bob Ashley out to New Mexico to the Chiricahua Museum.
Yeah,
that's one on the list.
Hey, Bob Ashley, can we talk about Bob Ashley real quick? That dude's beastie, bro. Oh my god, bro. I was like, because I've heard of Bob Ashley, right? I mean, if you've dabbled in this hobby for more than a year or so, you've heard the name Bob Ashley. It's a fucking really popular name. Then I fucking actually talked to the dude, and man, he's just a lot more than just a name. Like, this motherfucker does not stop. He's like 100 miles per hour the entire time. Like, he answers your questions super quick, but everything he tells you is what you need to know. It's like, dude, yeah, I said it quick, but if you listen, you caught it all. You know what I mean? So it's like, I respect it. I was like, okay, cool. Dude's on fire, bro. But yeah, what a great episode. Dude, he like, man, it's crazy what he does is really for, I mean, it's just not for attention, right? It's really for the better of what needs to happen to prolong not only the hobby, but for animals in general. Like, he's taking care of like so many species and like, you know, breeding them and stuff like that. So it's just like, it's a respectful individual, like somebody who's not about the clout whatsoever.
He doesn't even have a Facebook.
No, not even a little bit.
Not even like his wife does, but he doesn't.
Yeah, that's one of the hypocrisies of like, you know, the reptile world today is the social media focus, and like everyone, you know, put so much attention on it, which is because it's where the attention is. But then if you listen to a guy like Bob Ashley for a while, you're like, wait, where are you doing all of this? Like, you know, there's a lot to be learned from other areas other than, you know, Instagram and Facebook. And it's part of the reason why, really most of the reason why we were having some of these guys on the show is, you know, for anyone who's listening, like, this is like the most important shit happening in reptiles. You're not even seeing it. Like, you know, like what Bob Ash is doing, or, you know, Gourmet Rodent had Mike Lehman on, you know, Bill Brandt talking about the beginning of it. Like, this, you know, there's a big scope to this thing, and the majority, as far as like how the industry of reptiles, like the majority of the money moving in this thing is happening, and nobody pays attention to it at all. So,
dude, I'll tell you what, man. I'm already at the point where I know enough people where I could say, fuck social media. I could call who I know, like you guys, obviously. And there's a bunch of people I know personally, phone-wise, who I like talking to people versus texting anyways. I feel like I get a lot more from it anyways. But social media, at the end of the day, you need it. Like, you don't have a fucking choice. You need social media. Like, I need it because, yes, I love my animals, but I ain't rich, motherfucker. Like, I can't fucking just produce shit and keep it and just hoard shit like Ed Marino. Like, no, dude. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, I don't want to go to Morph Market, but eventually I will have to, because my clutches are coming more and more and more. But I like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to still fucking build relationships. I have to fuck with people, like, and I'm okay with that. But goddamn, social media, man, it comes
driving me crazy lately. Like, it's too much. Like, I just don't even want to do it anymore
because it keeps changing. Like, it changing to where it's more like controlling, and it's more like, you know what I mean? Like, it forces you to do this, it forces you to do that, and it's like, dude, can I just post shit? Like, leave me alone. Like, come on, that's it. But, dude, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, what are we using right now to do this? A fucking social media platform. Everything you need to do to grow is based off social media. You cannot grow in this day and age without social media, period. And the motherfuckers who don't use social media are already booming. They're good. They're fucking Bill Brandt, feet on the fucking table, chilling. No, there's no issue. We're not Bill Brandts.
Yeah.
No. We want to be. Shout to Bill Brandt. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Although if I was Bill Brandt, I would still have animals. You know, no disrespect to him. I'm gonna die with animals in my surroundings. But I also just started keeping animals when I was 30, so that's really not fair to say either. So I don't know, man. Establishment is so where I want to be, but I can tell you right now, if money wasn't an issue or anything wasn't an issue, like, I have all the animals I needed, I have the relationships I needed, I would dump social media in a heartbeat. So I'm not even mad why Bob Ashley doesn't have social media, why Bill Brandt doesn't have social media. It makes sense. They don't fucking need social media at all, period. Yeah. They don't need more relationships.
My family's been underground his entire time. I don't even think he has a fucking website.
Bro, like Mike Lehman. I fucking love that guy. He hasn't texted me back, but still, I fucking love that guy. Bro, that guy is hard as fuck, man. Like, his shit, like, you gotta understand, like, he does not surround himself in a community where he's like, well, okay, like feeding, I guess, is this good because it's in the wild. No, like he feeds his shit the way he feeds his shit. He does his shit the way he does his shit because he's been doing this shit for years. Not because he fucking is, you know what I mean, just started a page and he wants to get attention. No, he doesn't fucking need any of that. Like dude, respect. Like Mike Lehman, fucking salute that guy. Honestly, that's probably one of my favorite guests. Like I'm talking about like he's in the Ed Marino fucking caliber. Like I'm talking about like Mike Lehman, Bob Ashley, Ed Marino right there. Those are hot right there. I'm telling you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would go back and watch those 3 episodes. Read between the lines. Okay.
Who got you those?
Huh?
I said, who got us those?
Des. All of them. All 3 of those were Des.
Yeah. Homies.
Desiree loves winning. That's why I love her.
I love winning.
Oh my God. Okay, ask me a question, please.
So you're talking about feeding snakes. So how's your Timor project going that you've been Timor.
Well, okay, so I mean the Timors, right? Obviously, as soon as that episode stopped, I fucking thought out some large cold-blooded cafe rodents. And I fucking, sure enough, dude, every single one of them smashed the living shit out of that rodent. And it really didn't do, like, it gave him a lump, but bro, I never see a lump in my Timors. So I'm like, dude, you could have easily been feeding these fuckers larges a long time ago. Okay? Respect to Mike Lehman. So I bumped up their meals, but the one pair I had paired up, dude, they've been fucking, I don't see them, dude. I don't see them. I don't bug them. Every now and then I'll lift their hide, flex the story, and then that's it. I'll come in the middle of the night every now and then. Sometimes I won't see him still, and sometimes I'll see the male cruising, but it's always the male cruising. I never see the female hardly ever cruising. So, but she's smashing food. You know, they're just doing their thing, dude. They're compatible. I can't complain. They're compatible. You know what I mean? I just have a lot of males. I have a shit ton of males, dude. A lot of males. I have 2 females and the rest males. That's a lot of males. 8 males. That's a lot of males. But
you need that ratio.
I'm already like, it's already got stuff moving though. It's because I mean the biggest thing is what's the biggest thing people don't have? Timor males. Timor males are slacking, so that's kind of a good thing, right? So I have power on that. I'm working with Blake right now because Blake has 3 big females, so I'm looking to swoop one of his females hopefully, and I'll give him one of my males.
Big moves.
Shout out to Blake, player moves. But man, fucking Timors. I'll tell you right now, your Timor, the female, was probably the reason why I said I need to keep buying Timors, because I'm not gonna lie, the first 7 Timors I bought did not look like your guy. Like it didn't have the same pattern as yours. I wanted the Timor you guys had, that female, the big one. That's the one I wanted. That was my dream Timor. And until I got the fucking gourmet rodents, fucking hatchling, that's the one with the pattern like your female. So I'm stoked. Like that's like my dream fucking type of Timor pattern I want to work with. And I think you guys have both. You have a female and a male, or female and 2 males. What do you guys have again?
2.1.
2.1.
Yeah, 2.1.
2.1. Okay, cool. So, but yeah, how's your guys' Timors going?
Yeah,
just raising.
Yeah.
Don't have enough.
Problem. We need more Timors. So
they be coming.
We'll see. Oh yeah, dude.
Something in the works.
Yo, we need to just swoop. Listen, let's really become player, and I don't care if we do this live because we got the connections, but we just need to swoop the whole clutch. We'll go in. I'm dead ass serious.
What do you think we're doing?
Swoop the whole clutch. And I'm talking about there's 2 clutches, take the second clutch. I just want fucking
don't you worry about it.
1 clutch to RepTech, 1 clutch to the trap. Boom.
Clutches are being swooped left and right over here.
Yeah, bro. We don't inquire snakes. We inquire clutches, motherfucker.
We inquire clutches over here.
We're putting the entire Reno Basin litter. No, I'm kidding. That would be insane. We would be eating
rice
cabbage.
And beans.
Yeah.
Is there? I forgot. Did we name Ed Marino's emerald yet? I don't know. Did we? No. Let's name him. Come on. Is it female or male?
It's a male.
Male, right? Okay. Let's name him.
Well, I think the names have to go together, like because there's a male and a female. So what would they be?
They don't have to go together because,
why not?
Well, because like as long as it's a guy and a girl, not a guy and a guy and a girl, you know what I mean? Like just make it a guy and a girl name.
like Bonnie and Clyde, but something else.
They die. We don't want that.
Oh my God.
And we could do Ike and Tina, but they beat each other, so that ain't gonna work either.
No.
So
Compatible pair.
a compatible pair. Let's think.
Well, what you would probably do is we'll hit up Ed and get the information on him, and like with chondros and emeralds, like you make
just get Ed's wife's name.
To the
Name it Ed's wife. There you go. Ed Marino and then Ed Marino's wife. That's it.
Those are the names.
I guarantee that's just. I guarantee.
His name is it going to be Ed then? How do we call him Little Eddie?
There you go. Or Eddie Mac. Eddie Mac. Eddie Mac is so hard. or Bernie Mac. Or Bernie. Bernie would be sick. No, but Eddie. Eddie Mac. Eddie Mac.
Little Eddie.
Little E. Little E. Little E. Yes. Done. All right. Little Eddie's his actual name on the birth certificate, but we're calling him Little E.
Little E.
That's a creep.
That's his rapper name. That's his rapper name. Little E. Little E. It's my player, dog. What about the girl now?
Eddie and Twyla.
What? Twyla? Did you say Twyla? What does Twyla mean? Is that a kind of?
I don't know. It's one of my mom's friends' names.
Oh,
Twyla. What about Keisha?
TYWLA.
What about Tati?
probably TW.
TWLA.
Tati for short for Tatiana. Tati.
We already got a Tatiana.
We already do actually have a Tatiana.
But you don't have a Tati. Tatti. Tati.
Tati and Little E.
Tati and Little E. Let it simmer for a little bit. We'll keep talking. But let it simmer. Tati
Okay,
we'll come back around.
Yeah.
and Little E, right? Tati and Little E. Okay, so I do want to talk about emeralds since we're on the subject. I know fucking Steven, we're like last year something happened. Don't know where the emerald eggs went, but this year things are looking like they're progressing, right? We're looking. Oh man, I was gonna try to talk over it so we could just. But you caught it. You laughed. That's kind of girl.
I was going to, and then Des, she lost it. So classic moment. So yeah. So we got this one emerald female that is like doing the thing, and I'm over here like, are you ovulating or are you just follicle swelling? I don't fucking know, but she's gonna do something. So we're basically just waiting until the next shed, and that'll determine when the ovulation was. So,
but you have like you have it all documented and shit, right? So basically, the sheds is what's kind of guiding you on what's happening. And
right? Yeah, she's so big at this point, her follicles are at such a size where like she's if she hasn't ovulated, she's gonna ovulate. So then it's just a matter of when, and that's just us tracking it. But she's done everything right. So yeah, she's.
Is she eating right now or off food? She's off food.
She's been paired up for so long. I haven't tried probably for over a month. She was actually looking kind of hungry the other day, but the male's still in there, so I'm considering pulling him and offering her a small meal. But I have my people to consult, so. AKA Adam Socrates.
Exactly, for reals. Now, okay, I want to know what your strategy is for this, because, dude, I mean, with the chondros, I've only paired chondros, right? Have not paired emeralds, but fuck, it's like if your male's not too chill, like it's fucking game time, bro. When you're trying to remove that male anytime, right? Like if you have a male that's ready to rock. So I have my ways with chondros, and I'm pretty sure you do the same thing with emeralds. But fuck, dude, like how is it removing the male emerald from the females? Like, is it like fucking Firework City or what?
Just have a long enough hook, I guess.
Yeah.
You hook them. So what do? You hook them off the perch. You just kind of like get them off
front of the body and then
and get them moving. Yeah, the tickling. Yeah. So basically, the same thing with chondros.
Yeah, it's the same.
They're just chondros are a lot more predictable than emeralds, and the emeralds do that like the little tilt, the little hurt that thing, and then you're just like, oh fuck, boom, fuck you. So
I just like the head on your guys' females are just so impressive, bro. Like I could just still see it if I close my eyes.
Females have great head.
I could still see it. I could still see it. Prehistoric. I can't wait to go back. Well, I mean, I don't know. You're talking about maybe getting the emerald. What are you guys laughing at? Are you making fun of me?
No, I made a joke.
Steven made a given head joke.
Oh God, I knew that was happening. Anyways, grow up, Steven.
Nope.
You're thinking about putting the emeralds in the main room, right? Was that
space?
Yeah. So there will be no more emeralds inside the quarantine room.
Fuck that. Really, the only reason that they were in there was we acquired a new group of like, what was it, 6 emeralds almost 2 years ago now, and then about 6 months after that 3 more. So they were just in there because there was no space in the main room, and then there was the 2 Miss Willie line females in here but no male, so they went to the quarantine room just because that's where the males were. It was really a lack of space thing, not necessarily a quarantine thing. But now that, we have the scrub building under construction, scrub pythons will be out of here, will be out of quarantine. And then once the crocodile building is complete, most to all the crocodiles will be out of here, which will open up a whole hell of a lot of space. So at that point, tree boas will be coming over, pythons will
habitats.
Be exactly.
Okay.
They'll be NITO tested and introduced, and we're getting there. We just need the spaces to be completed. So,
speaking of NITO, had a fucking podcast with your homie Cody Bartolini. Holy shit, 4 hours.
What the fuck?
Dude,
I could have told you that.
That's light
that
work
was
for
coming.
Cody.
That was like honest. Hey, I'm not okay. With all due respect, I didn't start hurting until like the last 30 minutes because fucking Lily brought in and out, and I could smell the food, and I was just so hungry, and my whole focus just stopped, and I was like, I need food. And I tried wrapping it up, and it just was not stopping. And I was like, I'm either gonna have to eat on the live, but I can't eat my food like that. I can't eat in front of people. Like, that's disgusting. Like, I don't work like that. I gotta enjoy it. But I'm like, no, that's snacking. You didn't that's snacking to me. I'm talking about pigging the fuck out. I pig out, bro. Like, I pig out. It's embarrassing.
I get you.
So I don't like people to see that, right? That's private. That's me. Anyways, so yeah, dude, fucking Cody. Shout out to Cody. But we talked about NITO, and man, NITO, scary. Wiped out his whole chondro collection, man. It was so fucking sad. What a sad story. But to see how respectful this guy to still fucking take a hit like that and let people know. And dude, the one thing I really respect is like he was not trying to hide this shit, man. Like he was literally trying to tell people like, yo, this is what happened. And he's telling how like everyone else hides it, man. Like everyone else doesn't be so open about it. But I want to know what you guys think about it.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is the more people that can be open about it, the quicker, this will be not necessarily a thing of the past, but kind of an afterthought because we know how to manage it.
Yeah. Everyone
just needs to start managing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's by doing the swab tests and stuff like that, right? Like,
just isolating babies.
Yeah. Right.
Because for a breeder, 90% of the animals you'll be selling will be your offspring. So even, it doesn't matter what your adults are; those are staying there. Those aren't being transferred to other collections and potentially spreading pathogens. But if the babies are clean, then you're perfect because you're selling clean, healthy animals. And the more of that that gets done, the faster this will be. Not solved necessarily, but like back to business as usual.
Yeah.
Because there was like like 2015, 2016, like a huge fall off where like 90+% of all the chondros in the country probably died from NITO. And then whatever was remaining, there's been production here and there the last few years, but like nothing in big numbers. And that also fell off originally back in 2014 when Rico Walder passed away. And then when Vladimir Odenchenko from Bushmaster Farm passed away, where the imports were drastically lowered of actual captive bred Indo animals instead of the wild caughts, those two factors and the NITO, took chondros from here to like, holy shit, where are they? But now the last few years, there's been a lot of good production. I feel like, guys like Patrick, he's been cranking out green tree pythons like freaking.
Ian.
He's so dreamy.
Ian too. I mean, Ian seems to have like
Ian,
there's like 6-7 clutches of green trees every year. Like, it's
wait until Socrates. Oh, motherfucker. He's going to wipe everyone out. I'm telling you right now, just so you guys know, it's going to be wrapped.
I'm like, keep me on the top of all them lists, buddy, because we need that shit.
Oh, you guys are my family. Don't worry. Come on. Come hang out with me. Yeah, I got you guys. No, dude. Okay, seriously though, that's a huge thing, man. Is taking care of it, bro. But I think the biggest thing is making sure you're established with these chondros and getting things, moving in the right direction. I mean, one thing that Cody was saying, and I was kind of like, ugh, like made me cringe, is like he was bashing on like how, not really bashing, but he's like, I don't understand how fucking people just get a chondro and they put it in a plastic bin and blah blah blah. He's like, put some live plants in there, and that's cool. But dude, like, some people just like, that's just like, I understand the the pothos plant. I got a pothos plant in there, but like to put like substrate or anything to just make something more, I don't know, something to happen to chondros. I mean, I just less is more. I figure like fucking paper on the floor, water dish, and a fucking plant is the way to go. But he's just like, you're cutting the life, not life, but you're kind of just not giving that snake fully what it needs, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, if you keep 20 chondros, how the fuck are you going to keep 20 chondros in a goddamn vivarium?
I mean, I feel like it's really just personal preference, because
it is, right?
There's a lot of people who do the sterile method, and then there's people who do the bioactive method. And no matter what, it's a chondro, and they take no goddamn work. So I don't know, like.
But like, let's just say, for instance, you have like, what would you? Okay, but in all honesty, okay, like let's just say I'm your chondro customer. Let's just say you just sold me one of your chondros, right? And I'm like, hi Desiree, what do you recommend I put my chondro in? Are you gonna say put that shit in a bioactive, or are you gonna say put that shit in a simple plastic tub? Like, what would you say, Des?
Yeah, I would say that. I would build some perches, like 3 different levels of perches. I think that's more important than what your substrate is that they have different levels that they can go on. And the thinner the perch, the better. So that would be my suggestion. And then, like, we go between paper and cocoa brick, just depending on what we're doing. So, yeah.
I mean, what I've always done and like told people, keep it how it was being kept before.
Right.
If it's young, like,
dude, yeah.
If this green tree that you're buying was kept in a big exoterra with plants and stuff, okay, cool. But if it was in a 6-quart tub and then you put it in a 24, and it's just like, I can't reach my water. Like,
I could tell you right now, though, if you get a chondro from a bioactive to a simple setup, that chondro will do just fine in a simple setup. It's the other way around when it goes from a simple setup to a goddamn bioactive is when shit goes like, it could go really south. You know what I mean? I feel like personally, I just wouldn't recommend it unless you're somebody like Cody. How many Codys are out there? Not many. So it's like, it's just a different level. It's preference for one thing. And it is, I say respect to everyone who has that type of setup and who can maintain it. It's just not easy for everyone to do.
The thing is, like, chondros are basically green ball pythons that are smaller, and you put them on a stick. They do nothing ever. So, like, I mean, a male will cruise at night on occasion, but like other than that, they just kind of sit around and do nothing. So, like, as far as the environmental enrichment stuff goes, like, there's certain species where that is more of a factor than others, like reticulated pythons, where it's like, okay, I can cram them in a drawer and they'll live, or I can put them in an enclosure the size of a room and they like
climb
perch
trees
and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, my 200-pound snake is in a tree. Huh. Weird. Or like, lizards. can you keep a lizard in something simple? I mean, yeah, but like, they're very active visual creatures, and they like climbing around, doing crazy shit, and like, having different areas to explore, and go swimming and just go crazy. I mean, some lizards, some don't, but
oh god.
But I will say, man, that's what separates monitors from snakes. Is like snakes literally live their whole life in fear, and they want to get away from everything. Monitors are very curious, and they are fucking smart. Yeah, and they demand shit. Monitors, they want fucking what they want. A snake is a bitch. No offense, but snake is just like, feed me, okay. Like, you know what I mean? But that's it. Like a monitor is like really like that's when you get into the Jurassic Park fucking game. That's when you're like, oh fuck. Like, their pupils, when their eyes make eye contact with yours and their fucking pupils get like, it's like shit. Like,
you stare in Kilo's eyes and her pupils are just like,
oh my god, bro.
What are you thinking?
Dude, you recently had a fucking visitor over, and he was fucking with Kilo. Like Kilo was going right to his arm, and I was just like, that guy has a lot of balls. I was like, there's no way I could have done that.
We had her out. I took her out. I got a nice little scratch from her.
I wanted
with my jacket on. So that
scratch
was
with your jacket on?
Yeah, with my jacket on, I got scratched.
Did you fuck up your jacket?
No. I don't know how that happened. It was a Lululemon jacket. That's probably why.
Oh, Lulu's whack. Wait.
Yeah, no. So this jacket matches some leggings that I have, and it's skin tight, and it is just, it's there. The material, like I've snagged it on some fences before. I've snagged it on all kinds of stuff, and they don't rip. Like it's worth the $98 for leggings.
Wow.
Man, it's like a Lululemon paid promotion or something.
No, I don't get paid for this.
Hey, Lulu, you should sponsor Des.
Well, I did. That gal that was here with him, Sarah. She is works for Lululemon, and she told me that she could get me any Lululemon stuff with our logo put on it.
That's hard.
Whoa.
That's so hard. So
I might wear a Lululemon thing if it has.
I am inquiring about that with her.
Unfiltered, please. All I want is a black hoodie with Unfiltered on the back, and that's it. That'd be sick.
I have to get 12 of each, or whatever we do.
Oh my god! Imagine Zoo Dream Supreme meets Lulu. That collaboration, or we do some sort of Supreme design again, like something private, and we collaborate with Lulu.
We could
do.
We got this new Reptile logo thing that we have like kind of teased a little bit. That on a, you know what we're talking about?
No, I don't know what Reptile new logo.
Lululemon.
The Reptile logo 2.0 crazy.
I'm surprised I don't know about this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised.
I'm gonna text it to you so you can put it up.
You've probably seen it before, but that's kind of what came to my mind. So
let's share it. Let's see it.
Like a late Christmas present for everybody here. Here's like a Lululemon fucking hoodie with Reptile on it. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe in Chelsea's times.
All right.
So anyway, we're she's trying to find it.
So after you guys send me that logo, I want. It's good or what? All right. Wrap up question. Let's do a wrap up question for each other.
So MJ,
go ahead.
Oh God. Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Shit. Fuck. Hello?
What happened? Did my internet go out? Can you hear me?
I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yep.
Okay. So MJ, Trap 2021. What do we have to expect? What are we seeing for ball pythons? And what would be like one thing that you would want to add new species this year other than the new monitor?
2021 Trap. Gonna be realer than ever. No faking it. Done. What was the other question? Something about monitors? I'm sorry.
Other than monitor, like what's one new trap project we're gonna see this year?
Dude, honestly, bro, I could tell you I'm not gonna be adding anything else. I'm capped out. Like I am so capped out. And I know I'm saying that now, but that's it. I'm really content on what I have. But If you really want me to be honest with you, there is a newer.
Yes.
Okay, there's a upscale species of a species that I already have that's coming to the trap. That's all I can say. Does that make sense?
Halmahera.
I already have Halmahera. I got 2 of those. Steven knows.
I've kind of haven't. Maybe I can guess this. I think I maybe know.
I don't know if I want to say it though, but go ahead. If you
Well,
guess
no. Does it start with a D?
D, D's not.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe not.
Dude, this logo? Fuck. Yeah, I know this logo. Jesus Christ, I know this logo.
There you go.
Anyways, we'll show that before we'll show that. We're gonna show that to everyone before we dip out because that's sick as fuck. That's really sick. But no, not a D. All right, so Desiree, you guess now, Des. So he's wrong. What do you think it is, Des? What is it? What do you think it starts with?
Wait, what are we talking about?
His like scaled up species of something he already has.
Okay,
the lace.
No, we're not. No, we already said monitors. So he said other than monitors. So what am I adding this year? That's a literally upgrade version of something I already have.
Oh wow!
I have a second guess.
Wow.
Well, I want Desiree to guess first.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
No, guess something else in case I'm wrong.
Oh my god, you're so funny.
My first guess was wrong.
I don't know. I'm like, okay, something with a mangrove.
No.
That was kind of what my guess was.
Really? Damn.
Yeah. Does it start with W?
W?
Yeah.
No.
No? Well, fuck.
No. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I guess.
You guys will see.
Shit.
Okay, well, hold on. So real quick, I have a question for you then. What the fuck are you guys adding this year? Because you guys are always adding crazy.
It's going to be...
So we have the monitor
crazy
list, and if it comes up, then we get them. But then, there's the Bullens, they come up, and...
What?
Yeah.
I
mean, we're
hold on. Slow down.
On snakes, but there's just a few that will still take, some more basins.
Slow down.
Okay.
Monitor list. Let's go back to the monitor list. What?
I don't even know what the monitor list is.
Okay, what? Okay,
Another TriColor.
Oh, okay.
okay, huge. I get that makes sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then a perenni.
What's a perenni? Can you explain that one to me?
Oh God, they're so beautiful.
Is that the one that's like white?
Yeah, the white and the black with the like.
Are those even feasible? I thought Ty Park's the only one who has them.
No, they're not, but it's on the list.
It's like Komodo level of like.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are real rarer than Komodos in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's one of the nice
one.
That's probably the other than a Bell's, like as far as like the mecca of monitors, I would say that's it right there. That thing is like.
And then some Spencers.
Oh, yep. Wow. Legit. Really legit. Snake. So Bullens, basins. And
we're going to be dipping our toes back into the chondros in 2021.
Ooh.
Yes. And you're already breeding right now. You're already
got a special room off site that's going to be just for them.
Is that
going to be posted? No,
but they'll be with the emeralds, right? Or are you talking about just chondros with chondros?
Like the chondro room.
It's just the chondro room.
Morelia, Viridis, Caesuria complex exclusive.
Yeah.
Morelia. That's fucking pretty official though. That's sick. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We're gonna have some stuff in the works. So, and then if cool crocodilians pop up, we'll drop anything. For a cool crocodile.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
But that's few and far between. But yeah, snake wise, pretty capped out on the scrub pythons, other than the occasional holy fuck.
Malukin.
Yeah, well, we got enough of those, but yeah, more would be cool.
It's funny how Steven Steven just brushes the whole scrub talk under the rug. Like he doesn't like talking too much about it. It's funny. I'm starting to sense that. And I'm like, I wonder why. I wonder what he's doing back there in the kitchen. Fucking he's just stewing some shit up and not serving anybody meals.
I'm the kind of person, like, I don't like talking about stuff until it's done. Like,
Respect. I respect that heavily.
Like the people who, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but like, will promote something really heavily and talk about how they're doing it and their thoughts and whatnot, but have never actually had success. Like, I personally want to put that information out there once. It's like, hey, here's what I did. And, we bred the Barnecks last year, and I'm like,
Yeah, he talks. He shows the babies all the time and shows their progress and how they're doing, and it's good.
But it's like, I'm no expert on breeding scrub pythons now that we've had one clutch.
Right.
If we have like 2, 3 clutches, 4 clutches every single year, it's like, okay, we, something seemed to have worked because there is routine success. One-offs are great, but like, I'm not going to talk after a one-off. So, and then, this is all going to come with time because a lot of these projects are pretty young still, where, what we're breeding this year compared to last year, there's a lot more that's ready to go. So, it's all a work in progress, but I feel like we're like a solid 5 years away before like I'd personally feel comfortable talking with authority on really anything.
5-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's a 5-year plan, and it's like, Patreon only. It's like,
I think about 5-year plan, and the fucking hairs on my neck stand up. It's like, that shit's gonna be intense. It's gonna be sick. All big things, all crazy things in a good way. Yes. One thing.
We need more mangroves too. We need Gemicincta and Lida fasciata, and we need Axanthic divergens, and we need we need more mangroves. That's what we need too.
So you guys want me to send you a clutch this year? Fine. That'd be epic. My female's actually pretty good. Let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed on that. That's fun. Now, I want to say, guys, real quick before we dip out, because I feel like something that's important for us to all get out today is I want to go around the horn here, and I want us to all say who inspires us in this hobby and who is somebody we really look up to and what the reason is behind it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's somebody that really pushes you. And it could be somebody who isn't even social media active. It could just be somebody, you know what I mean? It could be some OG or who doesn't matter. But like to this day, who motivates you?
Oh my gosh.
That's a really good question.
I know mine.
Go you first, Des.
It's Steven.
Oh, wow. That's cute. No, go. Let her finish. Go ahead, Des. You got the floor.
Yeah. So it's definitely Steven because I had all these reptiles left to me and I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know if I should get out or if I should stay in. I was really lost for a while, and Steven was the one that was there and was like, you can do this, and these animals need you, and you need to stay in this. And I did it, and we collabed, and now our collections are together and they're thriving, and we're making shit happen. We are doing this, and every day he is here and he is taking care of these animals. And there's days where I can't even like hardly get out of bed and I'm too emotional to do anything. Yeah. And there's Steven. He's always busting his ass and he's always taking care of that shit. And that inspires me to keep going.
It's amazing. And I've seen it in person. So I know it's crazy because I was only there for 3 days, but I could tell that Steven on those 3 days was, if anything, he was probably slowing down a little bit because I was there. So, I mean, I know what you mean. So, dude, mad respect on that, Des. Mad respect. I'm going to cry.
Okay, well, here, MJ, I'll throw that one back to you.
What? Oh, no, you go. You're up.
I go? Well, man, that's a hard one to follow there. I mean, he's pretty underground, and it came up on the Bob Ashley episode, but Mark Bell probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to know more about Mark Bell, and I don't. Is he?
I'm gonna get Kim's number from Bob, and I'm pretty sure I can get her on because I've been supplying her for a very long time now. They're one of their biggest incomes, so she should do it, and Bob said she probably would, so I think we'll get her.
Actually, I have a pretty funny Kim Bell story. She might remember it was like 10-year-old Steven with a ball python, and for some reason Kim Bell decided to take the time to deal with me and my mom, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I mean, really, you hear like these giants of the industry, like Bob Ashley and Brian Barczyk, Bill Brandt, and like they talk about who was the biggest guy when they were coming up, and like Mark Bell, like all funnels to Reptile Industries is the biggest reptile facility, company in the entire world ever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and they're a completely private facility.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't work there and you're not like Bob Ashley, best friends with them forever, like you don't go there.
Have you seen it? Have any of you been there?
No.
Wow.
It's like Fort Knox, like, you know, like you don't, like there's been like one video ever taken in Reptile. Like there's this one video on YouTube. It's like 3 minutes long. Like the only video ever. And it's just like
turtle
acres and fucking acres of buildings and outdoor.
That's the only kind of taste you've gotten of their place is that video. That's it.
That's it.
Crazy.
And just knowing what they do and the scale of what they do. Like, I mean, you know, they have like, you know, Gourmet Rodent has like 60 employees. Like, and that was like a holy fuck. They have over 100 employees.
Right.
Like,
that's a lot.
From a management perspective, that's just like how do you even do that? And
like, think about it. That's you have 100 employees who are all down for your company, and none of them are fucking crooked. I mean, I'm talking about like nobody's attacked them, like nobody has social media blasted them from what I've seen, or right. So that's crazy, bro. Like that's in
yeah, and you know that's just really having your ducks in a row. You know, I don't know how they do it, but that's, you know, non-disclosures and contracts and like you don't bring your phone in here type of thing. Like, you know, that's
I would love to interview. I would love to interview either an employee or an ex-employee of them, and just fucking like a legit one, like not like somebody who didn't leave on bad terms or anything. Like just like, you know what I mean.
I got somebody who we'll talk about after the show. It would be a top 5 unfiltered in general, but also somebody who has ties to reptile industries. So,
wow.
Woo.
All right, I'll say mine. Mine's kind of a double. You know, I'm not gonna lie, Steven. Steven's definitely one of my biggest inspirations, hands down. Just not only because of what he does day to day, and because I've actually witnessed that. I didn't have to witness how hard of a worker Steven is. I could just tell what kind of a worker Steven is. But the true passion he carries is the kind that kind of spreads. You know, and obviously Desiree was just talking about it, and that's why it gets her motivated. It gets her moving. And, but, you know, Steven's like, man, it's crazy because, you know, Steven, as young as you are, I don't look at you as that age. Like, you carry yourself on a whole nother level of maturity. Like, I'm talking mature than like 30, 40-year-olds. Like, you're mature, bro. Like, you're like super mature. Like,
you're way mature, bro.
You're mature than like you're way more than my dad. You're just
mature than I am, especially with money.
Yeah, bro. Like you're mature. So respect to you on that, man. But you know, it's hard because, you know, I with what I went through in 2020, it was a lot of fucking, you know, obviously losing people we loved, and then like I hit a, you know, not really a financial rut, but like the gym's closed and I had to worry about money and I was down on myself, and I did rely on somebody else who got me through all that shit. And he's like my life coach to this day. I talk to him every morning. If I'm not talking to him, I talk to Stevens. That's why I said these two are the ones that really fucking, I wake up and I look at it. I look forward to DMing these two. So Steven and Socrates. And Socrates is, you know, my biggest thing. And the reason why I love Desiree, I can tell you what, the reason why I value Desiree's friendship so much is it's more than the reptiles. Honestly, the reptiles is the bonus, but it's Lars. It's the family side of it. It's me being able to be an influence for her son and you know, showing him something in a good mentor, in a good way. I would do anything I can to mentor that kid, and he's going to be in a really good place. But that's why I really love Des and try to be there for her. And Socrates is a huge family guy. That guy is so great with his kids, man. He's on another level, and I look up to him in so many different ways. And he has one of the nicest collections in the United States. People just don't know it yet. But it's all about people who help you grow, not only collection-wise, but just, you know, as a person. Like, you understand, like, I wake up every day wanting to become a better person. You know what I mean? I'm still not, you know, where I want to be at, but every day I want to become a better person. And I could see myself going the right route because who I surround myself with. Steven, I love you. Des, I love you. Socrates, I love all you guys, man. And listen, this hobby has brought so much good stuff, and I wanted to end this with that because at the end of the day, we keep this shit going because we're passionate. We keep everything we have going at home because we're passionate, and we do this shit day in, day out. Simple as that, man. This shit's a lifestyle. It ain't a hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it, guys. Good shit, man.
Woo!
That was what, episode 39 in the books. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the 8 viewers who tapped in with us tonight. this is our first time doing this. We didn't really prep you guys. We literally invited people tonight. So we're all going to do a better job promoting the lives. We're going to do a better job promoting the Patreon page. We're going to do a lot more stuff on the content with the Patreon page. So stay tuned for that. But we
gotta work on some way to get a live chat going too.
We're going to get the Zoom. We'll get the Zoom sessions going. So we could get Zoom sessions going for actual Patreon members where we can actually get questions in. And
I was going to say, or have them email them to you as we're doing it.
Or even like a Facebook Messenger group or something.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things we can do to where like we make it interactive for the Patreon people here. So this was like a test. MJ and I were talking at like 2 p.m. here time. Like, okay, so like, what are we doing today? And it was like, I don't know. It's like, okay, I mean, should we do Patreon people? It's like, sure. And they're like, oh shit, there's no chat. Well, okay, well.
We figured it out, don't worry.
It wasn't very well planned, but
Either way, we found a way to we found a way to invite people, and that's what matters. We want to be able to invite people. So but yeah, man, thanks for everyone. Yep, thanks for everyone tuned in tonight, man. And if this was your first time listening to the Unfiltered Reptiles podcast, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way you're on top of it. We're pushing really hard. Dude, obviously RepTech and Cold Blooded Cafe being one, they're super busy. So we're doing our best to make sure we do this shit every week. So we're going to be on top of it. That's why I even told Steven, I was like, I think we should give this week a break. He said, fuck that. We need to give him a show. And I was like, all right, we're going to give him on Team Unfiltered because we're not going to give you guys anything light. We're not going to roll over and say, oh, here's a petty guest. No, fuck that. We gave you shit. We gave you shit heat tonight. We're going to give you heat next week and so forth and so forth. Thanks for tapping in. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, Steven and Desiree.
As we're saying now, USARC, everybody who's listening, please go support them.
Yes.
The smallest donation helps, and the reptile community coming together as a whole is what is the most important. No petty internet beef, no retic bros versus berm bros, no green tree versus carpets, no tree monitor versus dwarf monitor. It's like
let's come together.
It is reptiles versus the world.
Yes.
And we are the reptiles. And
said.
Reptiles is USARC. So if you like what you do, if you want to continue and you're not supporting them,
wake up.
Then wake up, smell the coffee, and the coffee is USARC.
Okay. Before we leave, I do want to say though,
show her the logo.
65% of the contract community are a bunch of weenies. That's all I got to say. All right. You guys have a wonderful